How's it going, fellas? It's Michael Chaos with another video here. I'm the Arrow podcast. Once again, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, man. It'll help me help you, and it will help the algorithm. I'm here with Jamal with Bang Bang Niner Gang
Bang Bang
podcast.
Niner Gang podcast.
That's right. And that's we got a few takes for you guys today. This video is going to be simply about the success of Brock Purdy, whether he'll start week 1 or not, and whether or not the Chiefs are a dynasty, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's jump in.
Let's jump in.
Red and gold. Red and gold. Red and gold. Red and gold. Yeah, we running out of time. 1-5, catch me in the end zone. Yeah, we running out of time. 1-5, catch me in the end zone. Red and gold. Red and gold. Red and gold.
All right. So what do you think as far as with the Chiefs and their window now? You know, they haven't done it back to back, but it seems as though how they've came to this point, they've won it off and on. What do you think is going to take for them to be a dynasty? That'll be the first question to you.
Okay, so I think we're a dynasty now. And I'll ask you what you think as well. But the reason why I think we're a dynasty is because a lot of people got to factor in. Yes, we only have 2 rings, right? We won 2 rings. We won 2 Super Bowls against the Niners and the Eagles. We lost one against the Buccaneers. Within a 5-year time span, right? A lot of people say you need 3 rings or more within a 5-year time span. I understand that. But for the first time in history, we have hosted 5 straight AFC championships, which has never been done, including by the former dynasty teams. So it got to be an argument there. I know that's obviously not making it to the big game all 5 times,
Right.
which arguably we should have. But that's a feat in its own, man. That is success at definitely one of the highest levels, considering it's an NFL record. So that to me is one of the main aspects of why I think we're a dynasty. On top of the fact that there's no one else doing what we're doing right now at this given time. But what do you think? Do you think the Kansas City Chiefs are a dynasty or not?
Not quite yet. And the reason why I say not quite yet is because they would have to at least do it back to back. Every great dynasty, such as the Patriots, such as the 49ers, is what I come from, my history. They've always done it back to back. So I'm not saying that they can't do it. I feel like myself, looking at the Kansas City and watching, and I have to say the historic comebacks that they did do in the playoffs leading up to their Super Bowl wins, I think it was historic and overlooked. And I do think that they are probably the best. No, I'm going to say they are the best team in all of the NFL. And I just think it's an unsaid story. But they have fallen into situations where they have not been able to show it. And that this team is a special team because things have changed. Like as far as the game and the coin toss, like the controversy around that, like that's when
Well,
that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? So
let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you this. Now, okay, but we didn't repeat, but we did go back to back. Is that not an accomplishment? I mean, going back to back and losing one, winning one. Now, and remember, I mean, historically, no one's won 5 straight AFC championships. So
you're showing up throughout the years, but
right.
you guys need to dominate. And that's what I think, as far as from a 49ers perspective, how I think to win and how a team, would be to dominate an era of football, because that's basically, you guys have shown up throughout this era of football, but, off and on. But I think if you lock it up next year, okay, we're talking dynasty here, big business.
Okay. I can understand that. I feel like that's where most people's heads are. Now on the flip side, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is a crossover episode. This is once again Jamuul with Bang Bang Niner Gang podcast. We're going to be also talking about a little bit about the 49ers here. Now we'll go ahead and move on. Now, I've been hearing a little bit of chatter here and there, Trey Lance, trade this, trade that. But I wanted to speak to you about Brock Purdy's success. Brock Purdy's success and whether or not he is going to start week 1. What do you think, man? How do you feel about Brock Purdy?
I think, first off, let me just say, I think Brock Purdy is a hell of a player, but I'm a little bit concerned about his arm injury. Now, that the brace that he's wearing, it looks pretty severe to me, when I appear to look at it. So I don't naturally think that, from the position he's in, they're going to take the brace off. He's going to be throwing perfectly again. The throwing motion has to be good. I think it's going to take a while for him to get his throwing motions correct and to be precise on the timeline of the 49ers. And I think John Lynch, he will eventually see that. And I think hopefully that'll be the reason why Trey Lance is starting week 1, because they're going to see the rehab journey of him actually having to take off the brace to even throw the ball. Like, I think that's something that, people are not speaking to. Okay, you expect for this man to take off the brace and just start throwing the ball. It just doesn't work like that,
Personally, if you go back to Ben Roethlisberger's injury, it was very similar, and some can say that he wasn't the same after that. Brock Purdy is very, very, very young. 2023 season to 2024, right? Do you think that you guys are more leaning towards Brock Purdy or more towards Trey Lance?
As far as what, I've been hearing from sources of Matt Mayoko and other dominant sources out there, it appears to be, and even from the mouth of Lynch, that, Brock is the leader of the clubhouse. Those are the quoted words. He's the leader of the clubhouse. So that would lead me to believe that they are simply waiting on his recovery. And my question to that is leading you on to a more lost place in the timeline of when the season will actually start and when he'll be actually able to play.
Right. Yeah, because it's not a guaranteed thing that he'll be healthy week 1, right?
No, I don't think so. And I don't believe he's going to be throwing at that type of speed. I just don't believe that he'll be remotely playing fit ready game 1, week 1. I just don't see it.
I don't think so either. I think personally Trey Lance starts week 1, and I want to also say that I've been hearing the chatter of trading Trey Lance. I think that's dumb. I think that's just people trying to talk about stuff, because I tell you what, that makes no sense for your organization. And if you guys did it, I'd be wrong. And I'd eat that. But that would be a very dumb move. I think jobs would be on the line if that failed. But we don't necessarily have to get into that. But as far as Brock Purdy, man, how do the 49er fans feel about him? Do they feel like that's the franchise quarterback? Is he it? Or, are you guys still on the search? Or
Well, I think where we're at with him is we understand from his 8 games that he's played, that body of work, that sample, he's given us some a really good vision of how to play the Kyle Shanahan offense. So, but they have to remember, in my opinion, there were certain things that wasn't inserted into the Kyle Shanahan offense, basically before he was inserted in, like CMC. So I just feel like it's still brand new to them. And, they've basically gotten comfortable with the way that Brock has ran it. You know what I'm saying? So I think they want to stick with that. But as far as what I think from, my personal opinion is I think that they should definitely start trade week 1 to at least give Brock the time to heal and just be reassured that this player can be that player that he was last year. He still was a rookie. So you can't bet. You're basically betting the whole house and the farm on a guy, a 7th round that got injured now, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And basically kicking a guy that you spent 3 first rounds for. So I think that's a little bit, out of pocket to really do at this point in time, especially, understanding how far that the Kyle Shanahan and Lynch tenure, how long that they have left.
That now, and how I feel looking on the outside in, I do follow the 49ers. Obviously because of Super Bowl 54? Was that 54? Yeah, 54.
Yeah.
I remember. we won't get into that, people. By the way, don't forget, man. Hit that like button, subscribe.
Hit that like button.
Hit that notification button. This is the Arrow Podcast, all right? I'm here with Jamuul, Bang Bang Niner Gang. Bang, bang, bang. Once again, now looking on the outside in pertaining to Brock Purdy, okay, I know a lot of people feel like he was, really successful. He went to the NFC Championship. A lot of people were like, oh, Brock Purdy. I personally, bro, I don't think he's him. He needs to prove it a little more to me. I felt like there was nothing really special. I feel like your system is immaculate. I feel like Kyle Shanahan's offense is, he's a mini Andy Reid to me personally. So I didn't see nothing special from Brock Purdy. I did see poise. He was calm at times. I didn't see nothing that really stood out, man. I don't feel like he's him. I feel like Trey Lance should get another shot. I feel like he deserves it. How do you feel about Trey Lance? How does the Niner Nation, Bang Bang Niner Gang, how do you guys necessarily feel about Trey Lance?
Well, about Trey Lance, how, the fan base feels, it's a lot of people definitely calling him a bust. And, but, it's very sad because it's only from a 4-game, it's only from a 4-game, basically spectrum. That's what he's basically showed us. He hasn't showed us nothing more than that. You got Brock Purdy, who showed 8 games. Now you got, Lance, who's only shown you 4. So I feel like he's definitely due the due diligence to, be given an opportunity this year to not only let Brock Purdy heal, and they put that on the back burner for a second, but to just allow him to play and to develop as a player. You know what I'm saying? Because I think whatever upside that Lance brings, he's going to bring that to the franchise, and that might even get Kyle Shanahan and Lynch another job if he turns out to be a hell of a player in this year. So I just think the possibilities for them need to stay wide open and don't get sold on anything way too quickly. But as far as Trey Lance, as far as what you're saying, the fan base, they're both split in half. Half of them wants Brock Purdy, and the others, they want to see Trey Lance play. And I'm one of those fans that can definitely speak to that.
I can dig it. He did go to the NFC Championship, so I can't, I can't throw no salt on his game. Get your money, Brock Purdy. But once again, man, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, man. That's pretty much all we got for you guys
Thanks.
in today's episode. Once again, I am Michael Chaos with the Arrow Podcast. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Right here is Jamuul with Bang Bang Niner Gang Podcast.
Yep.
And this is a crossover episode, man. We'll have more for you. All right, man. That's it. You guys have a good night, man. Thank you for watching.